Every year, members of both houses of parliament, MPs and senators, come together in this chamber. They sit jointly in a ceremony that marks the beginning of a new parliamentary year. The highlight of this critical event is the Governor-General's throne speech. This is among several spectacular activities that are all part of the grandeur that is the ceremonial opening of Parliament. With its seed firmly grounded in the United Kingdom, new growth sprouted here in Jamaica, allowing us to harvest the traditions of the British parliamentary system. The roots were anchored in 1962 when Princess Margaret delivered the throne speech to a newly independent Jamaica, and since then, the traditions of the ceremonial opening of Parliament have mushroomed into an annual event. The Jamaica Defence Force JDF plays a vital role. It furnishes the Guard of Honor, which consists of over 100 military personnel.
The Guard of Honor is formed to receive His Excellency to come to Parliament to give the throne speech.
Smartly clad in their scarlet tunics, the military ceremonial dress, the Guards of Honor are placed in a specific formation.
So when you look on the parade, what you will find is the right off with the Guard Commander stand to the front. Then in the center, you'll have the color party. Then to the left, you have the left off with the subaltern to the guard.
The color party includes the color ensigns and the escorts.
These are two officers who will be honored to carry the colors of the unit.
The color ensigns salute the Governor-General with what appears to be flags, but in fact, they are called colors. The color that resembles the Jamaican flag is known as the Queen's color, symbolizing the monarch as Jamaica's head of state. The other color represents the regiment or unit of the JDF that forms the Guard of Honor. In this case, since the regimental color is maroon, it symbolizes that the 2nd Battalion Jamaica Regiment comprises the Guard of Honor.
The streetliners march into position first, then the Guard of Honor march into position. Then we await the arrivals.
The Commissioner of Police usually arrives first and awaits the wife of the Governor-General. His arrival is followed by that of the Chief of Defense Staff.
He will come and go onto the saluting dais, and he will receive a sword salute, in which he glances over and have a quick look at his troops to ensure everything is intact and everything is okay to receive His Excellency. Then he'll go and await the arrival of His Excellency.
When the wife of His Excellency arrives, she's escorted in chamber. Then, the main event. Mounted escorts accompany the Governor-General. He walks onto the red carpet.
Well, the red carpet traditionally, from way, way back, is the form of showing people courtesy if they are VIPs.
Steps onto the saluting dais so that he can be seen by all, and later,
You'll receive a royal salute.
Royal salute! Present!
Although the flag code for the national flag says that it must never touch the ground, the Queen's colour, which is in many respects in the design format of the national flag, does properly touch the ground as a sort of, if you like, supreme compliment to the head of state, or in this case, the standing representative of the head of state.
in essence, the colours touching the ground is not a form of disrespect. It's the highest compliment being paid to the Governor-General. He then proceeds to inspect the guard, and after the second royal salute, His Excellency is escorted into the chamber. A flourish of trumpets signals his arrival in Gordon House.
That is something that can be used to herald somebody important entering a room or a building.
In addition to the usual pomp and pageantry, the ceremonial opening of Parliament brings together members of the House of Representatives and the Senate, the judiciary, a forest of high-ranking officials and members of the public. Members of Parliament aligned to the People's National Party enter Parliament by walking from the southern end of Duke Street, while those aligned to the Jamaica Labour Party walk from the northern end.
It started, as far as I recall, with the JLP walking down Duke Street, because they used to assemble in the BIT headquarters a little further up the road. So the PNP, whether they'd been walking from somewhere before or just came in individually, I honestly don't recall. So they said, well, you know, we'll have to come from the opposite direction. So they go up and the JLP come down.
All then gather together inside Gordon House to listen to the throne speech being presented by His Excellency the Governor-General.
I am pleased to present to you the throne speech.
It is the speech on behalf of the government saying what its parliamentary policies and its intentions, executive intentions, are for the coming parliamentary term.
The conclusion of the throne speech marks the end of the ceremonial opening of Parliament.
It makes more fun, and you know, people can be more interested in their parliament if there's a little ceremony at the beginning. You get hundreds of people, you know, coming to watch the event because they enjoy it. They enjoy seeing the guard, and they enjoy seeing the mounted troop, the horsemen coming down the road, and the important people, and the Governor-General in his you know, lounge suit, business suit with all his orders and decorations, and other people all dressed up wearing decorations where applicable and so on.
So now that you understand the intricacies surrounding the ceremonial opening of Parliament, no doubt you'll have a greater appreciation for the event and the many splendid traditions.